Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to another World of Tanks replay. And today I get the feeling we're going to be in for something a little bit dirty. This is because we are watching what's his name? Frankie TV, who's in Snitch. He is in the TVP T50-51, which is the Czech tier 10 medium tank. It has a 4-shot magazine, as we can see. He's firing APCR with 248mm pen, 320 average damage, which will be 1280 clip potential. And well, he's against tier 8s, isn't he? He's going to be melting some motherfuckers. Sorry, let me just go to colorblind mode. There we go. And the first motherfucker he's going to melt, I mean, it was going to be a Barask, but the Lerva manages to take the gunner and gun at the same time. And that's actually quite unfortunate. Frankie only manages to put in 2 shells out of the 4. However, he is almost reloaded. There's a pretty decent reload rate on the TVP, and as you can see, there is a 1 second intra-clip reload, so the time in between the shells in the magazine is 1 second until the next one is loaded. And speaking of loading, Frankie decides to pop a reload right now. He's on Overlord, which is the D-Day map. As you can see, he is trying to think about what he wants to do. And this is an interesting choice. Sorry, I went quiet for a second. I was thinking about what he was doing and what I would potentially do, right? So you have this load over here, right? The K-Panzer, he's on low health, but you know, he's still a gun in the game. He's still a threat. You have the Lerva on full health. You have the standard B near enough full health. The Barask half health. You've got another Barask, a Leo PTA, and something else in the corner over in the field. You got the E50M here. You got an IS-5 down there. Now, Frankie came to a good place here. This is a very good initial spot to come to. Where that E4 was on the other side. Also a very good spot to come to if you spawn on this side of the map. However, he's thinking of coming and sniffing and poking this E50M. Now, if he pens every shell, it's 1280 damage, as we have said. So he'll still leave this E50M on about 800 HP. However, he will take 1 shot from the E50M if he does it. Now, the E50M is around about 390 average. So if he loses 390, he's on about a K. However, there is a G-Saw, there is a T95 and a Jagdtiger. TDs love to sit back here. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Jagdtiger was there, or the T95. So I don't think that I would do this. I don't think that this would be a good idea if this is what Frankie is thinking of doing. I would be more inclined to come towards the middle, maybe see what you can see on the standard B, maybe kill the K-Panzer, but you've got a lot of teammates up over here. And if you push through this side, the 9-0 line, you could be into some stuff there. However, there could be TDs back in C9, but you've got allies with you, and you know they can also take hits. Whereas here, he has a T34 with him. Yes, he has a Foch and a Tortoise and an ISU in the background. However, they might not have line of sight on whatever TD could be over here. Just what I'm thinking. So Frankie is indeed still looking and thinking. Should he go for the E50M? The T34 goes and does it instead. Now the T34 took a hit, so Frankie is now going to come and try and get into the lower ground. So he's safe from the rock, takes 1 hit from the E50M. He needs to put these 2 in. for it to be a somewhat decent trade. He took 441 from the E50M. So the E50M high rolled him. And he's on a KHP. He's done just shy of 2k. In terms of TVP trades, could be much, much better. And he's going to sit in the open and take a trade from the Lurver to put his 4 in. Now he manages to kill the Lurver, which is, you know, fair enough, and he does 1200 damage. But he's now on 640 HP, and we're 2.5 minutes into the game, and there's 15k HP still left on the enemy team. So he cannot be trading anymore if he wants to be doing a lot more damage. Now 3k is a very good damage game, you know, in any tank. In the TVP, it seems like it's, you know, pretty average. Unlucky to bounce one on the Conqueror there, but the other 3 go in. He's on 4k now. And that was far better in that he didn't take any damage. But you see, you've still got a Type 5 Heavy down there on full health. The Conqueror is still nice and healthy. And the Conqueror can't get the gun elevation either. There's a Jagdtiger that could potentially shoot Frankie. Not anymore though, since he has this little bunker behind him. As Frankie kills the Conqueror. So he's up to 5k now. But there's still a decent amount of HP left. And there are a lot of mediums floating around. He's on 640 HP. The Barask actually averages 640. With its 2 shells. And Frankie is trying to adjust as much as he can without slipping off to try and get shots at the Type. And he manages to get them in. The Type looked like he might have had the elevation there. That is pretty nutty. Very lucky that the Leo PTA only rolls for 220. Could be a stock PTA. Could be... oh, excuse me. Could be just a massive low roll on the 105. And Frankie gets spotted, and he is not entirely sure where. He's up to 6k now. But he is now pretty much isolated. He has mediums all around him. Speaking of which, here comes the standard B. The TNH manages to put one in, and Frankie pokes out to kill him. He needs to back up because that Leo PTA is still floating somewhere that he doesn't know where he is. The Jagdtiger in the background, still on full health. But as we can see, the PTA moved away. PTA gets killed by the ally Skoda T50. 6.2k Frankie's on. He decides to pop a reload just because he wants to get full clip potential on this Jagdtiger. I'd say that is a pretty good move. However, he's going to struggle to get shots here. Oh no, never mind, never mind. He knows about this gap apparently. He knows this side of the map far better than I do. He gets some tracking on the Jagdtiger, that's pretty nice. And manages to put the full clip in for 1240. I'm pretty sure that was exactly an average clip. And now it is just the Type 5 and the T95 left. He's on 7.5k. He's on 3 kills. It would be nice to see him platoon with the E4 to get a Brothers in Arms. Sneaky Brothers in Arms. And the Skoda T50, maybe, as well. Frankie is, of course, going to go for the Type 5 because you want the damage. And there we go. Up to 8.5k. That was his 4th kill. The E4... went for the jump. Went for the jump. Completely missed the T95 and died. The TNH hit the bit of cliff and died. And the Skoda T50 was nowhere near. So he actually could platoon with the Skoda to get a Brothers in Arms. However, I don't think that he does. Yeah, I feel maybe a little bit overly critical of Frankie there. There were trades that I wouldn't have taken. However, I probably wouldn't have done 8.5k damage in this game. So, there you go. Don't listen to me. But well played, Frankie. I would say that given the situation you put yourself in some of those scenarios, that 8.5k is a fantastic result. It's a fantastic result anyway, but I would say, you know, you handled yourself quite well. Got very unlucky with that Lerva shot that took out your gun and gunner at the same time. That was very unfortunate for your first clip, which maybe could have pushed you up into the 9k. But yeah, well played. GG. And yeah, there we go. I hope that you have all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.